Welcome back to probably the last cursor update, but I wanted to provide a sort of sneak peek into sort of how I'm fixing the last problem that I had. So if we go over here, this is the laser that exists inside the world, and it's the one that's running the ones that you're seeing right here. And you'll see that coming out the end of that is the ghost cursor. And I was playing around with that and trying to get that to look right. I still think I might change up the alpha a little bit of the actual line, maybe reduce that a little bit. But I was noticing that when it came to like incredibly small distances, it would still be there, right? At no point would it become invisible. And so in some cases, there'd be like a ghost on the actual crosshair there. And that was very finicky to do because it's all maths based. But after you've restarted Resonite a couple of times because you think you know what you're doing, and then you realize you're dealing with coordinate spaces and stuff like that, you just add two more fields to the laser component temporarily. So we've got here cursor visibility threshold, which is 0.01, and direct cursor distance. And so what those numbers are how far away the secondary ghost cursor is and how far away it needs to be before it appears visible. As you can see here, it's visible. We come all the way close, and it's invisible. So if I put this number down too low, which the number didn't exist, it was not ineffective, which can also do this by adding a couple of zeros here. Then I bring everything close. You'll see that it's still there, and it's not helpful at that distance. In some cases, actually, it's hindering because it's so close to the other one. Like particularly here, it's confusing. Like there's overlap. Hence why we bounce up to I think it was 0.01. Should have written that down. And now, excuse the cheese cursor. And now. Is that happening? Oh, it's because it's reaching my hand and it's transitioning to grab rather than laser grab. And so here we go. Here you can see when it gets close, it's just cutting off, and then there's no ghosting effect. By the way, if you want to get these ghost cursors back, you might not have them. You can go to hi J4. You can go to interaction lasers here, and you can if you slow both of these down, it's almost unbearable. But make sure you slow down modulate speed multiplier. Just copy these settings or whatever, and you'll get the ability to see them a lot better. Oh, and the scaling problem's fixed as well, right? So they're the same scale at distance. This scaling effect, where they're getting bigger, it only happens on the computer who owns the laser. It's for visuals. It's not for everyone else in the world to see. If you do make these numbers like way too small, the system does start getting glitched out there, and that's because there's a bunch of mathematics going on to sort of estimate and update points. And if the lasers are moving too slowly, they'll bounce around, and you'll get stuff like that where things are a little bit too big. And the reason they're big there is because the ghost laser, which you're moving much faster, is much closer. So I could fix that one. Like really small there, though. Actually, I think it makes sense because it's only going to happen if this is there. I think some of the jittering we're having as well is due to, again, that slowness causing a bit of jitter. Interesting anecdote here. If you go to one of these green boxes, and let's bring this back up to full before I have an aneurysm about how slow it is, and you bring it here, the laser turns green, but my cheese stays there as well, just because of how the code's set up right now. And that means I get green cheese when I'm playing with these. I'm also able to work with lights. At this point, I'm just rambling, but like, hey, let's have some fun. Because if I do like a directional light, yeah, it comes with this yellow cursor, and I don't know what color that makes the cheese. Oh, also green. Fascinating. If the entire grid here wasn't touchable, then I would also get cheese on the dash. But every single part of the dash is a button in some form. I'll see you later. I'm just waffling now.